You know when you get asked to review a classmate's paper, it can feel like, ugh, just another chore on an endless to-do list. But what if I told you that task had a hidden superpower? The kind of superpower that could actually make your own work way better, just by helping someone else.
Right? I mean, this is the question that gets most of us. We tend to think of it as this one-way street where we're just doing someone a favor, catching their typos, fixing their grammar. Well, today we're going to flip that whole idea right on its head.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by taking on that common view. Then, we'll set up some rules of engagement for great feedback before we reveal the core idea, the giver's gain. We'll get into exactly how you benefit, lay out an action plan, and show you how this all matters way beyond the classroom.
All right, first up, is peer review really just a one-way street? Let's dive right in and challenge that idea.
Look, I think for most of us, our starting point is what you see on the left. Peer review feels like a chore, right? Just fixing someone else's mistakes. But the truth, the real purpose, is way more powerful than that. It's actually meant to be a collaborative process, a tool where everybody involved gets to grow and improve together.
Okay, so to get to that mutual growth, to really unlock it, we've got to be on the same page about what good feedback even looks like. So let's call these the rules of engagement.
Great feedback really boils down to 4 key things. First, be constructive. That means you point out what's working and what needs some work. Second, be objective. Just give honest, unbiased feedback. Third, and this is a big one, be specific. I mean, good job is nice, but it helps literally no one. This paragraph clearly states your thesis because now that's a game changer. And finally, and this is so important, be respectful. Your goal is to guide, not to tear someone down.
And when you follow these rules, it leads us to this kind of powerful secret. It's an idea that turns peer review from a total chore into a real opportunity, and it's called the giver's gain.
So what is that exactly? Well, the giver's gain is this really simple but honestly profound idea. It's the principle that the very act of giving thoughtful, meaningful help to other people is one of the absolute best ways to help yourself. And listen, this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good concept. It's a real, practical strategy for making yourself better. When you truly invest your time in making someone else's work better, you are at the very same time investing in your own skills.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. That all sounds great, but how? How does it actually work? What do I get out of it? Well, that's exactly what this next section is all about. The real, tangible benefits you get as the reviewer.
All right, let's get into it. First off, your own writing skills get a serious upgrade. When you spot a weak argument or some clunky phrasing in somebody else's paper, you're training your own brain to catch it in your work. Second, you build a supportive network. You put in the effort to give amazing feedback, and guess what? You're way more likely to get that back in return. And third, you gain perspective. Seeing how other people tackle the same problem makes you a way more flexible and empathetic writer.
So, we've covered the why, we get it. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually put the giver's gain into practice and turn that next peer review into a legit learning experience?
It really just boils down to a few key actions. First, be generous with your time. For real, don't just phone it in. Give detailed, thoughtful feedback. Next, think bigger than just the assignment. Realize that you're not just checking a box for a grade, you're building skills in communication and collaboration that you'll use forever. And it all comes from having a growth mindset, seeing every single review as a chance for you both to learn something new. And you really have to remember, this stuff isn't just for school assignments, not at all. The ability to give and get good, constructive feedback, that's a huge deal in your professional life.
Seriously, think about it like this. Every single time you do a peer review, you're not just fixing an essay. You're literally training yourself in communication, collaboration, and yeah, even leadership. Those are the very skills that are going to define your success long after you've graduated.
You know, this quote really nails the whole idea behind the giver's gain. Evaluating someone else's work is basically like holding up a mirror to your own process. It makes you a way sharper, more self-aware writer and thinker. So, I want to leave you with a question to think about. The next time you're asked to review someone's work, don't just think about what you can fix for them. Instead, ask yourself this: what can I spot in this paper that will help me see the weak spots in my own writing? Because that shift in thinking, that's where the real gain happens.